Hi, in this video I'm going to invoice some bookings in PetLinx, and I'll also cover some of the invoicing options. So to look at those, we'll go into System Options, and the first thing to check is that all your business contact details up here are correct, as this will appear on the top of a printed invoice. You should also upload your logo, as that also appears on the invoice. Other options are set up under the Invoicing tab. There's a lot of options under here, but I'll just cover the main ones. The next invoice payment number here controls the next number to be allocated when creating an invoice. If you're in a country where tipping is used, then ensure Show Tip Field is ticked. Use Link Payments is generally used with boarding, and it ensures deposits are brought through correctly when invoicing a booking. Now, booking statuses are generally controlled by you on the calendars, but if you have this option ticked here, then PetLinx will automatically set the booking status to checked out and completed when you invoice for booking. These options under here control what is shown on the printed invoice. For example, you can enter your own text in the footer message here, and they'll display on the bottom of the invoice. So for example, you could put your bank account number details in here, or details of your business opening hours. Invoices can be emailed to your customers in PDF format, and the subject and content of the email are set here. You can change the content using the letter editor, which is one of the options in the PetLinx menu, further down the menu here. If you use one of our payment processing integrations, then that is set up under here. For example, if you use TSYS, you just click the TSYS option, and then you enter your account details over here. Okay, when you're done entering the details, just click OK. I'm actually going to invoice 2 bookings today, both for the same customer. I've got a grooming booking here for John Doe, and I've also got a boarding booking for the same customer. Now, if you've got multiple bookings to invoice for one customer, you can actually combine them onto one invoice. To do that, you just choose one of the bookings, it doesn't matter which one, click on the booking, and then go Create Invoice. And if PetLinx sees that you have other bookings which need to be invoiced, it'll prompt you to add them on. So you just say yes, and the invoice appears with both of those bookings selected. You can add and remove bookings from the invoice just by ticking and unticking the boxes here. You can also add retail sales to the invoice at this point. We'll cover that in another video. And then down here we have the total of the invoice, including any tax. If the customer is going to pay you a tip, you can enter in the amount of that here. You can also add a note which you want to show on the invoice. Okay, so that's our invoice completed. Now we enter details of the payment that the customer makes. Normally you would just choose one payment method. For example, you might just choose MasterCard. For this one, I'm going to do a split payment, so we're going to pay part of it by MasterCard, part of it by cash. I'll choose MasterCard here. Now, if you have one of our payment integrations, then at this point you would see a button come up here which is Process. Clicking that Process button would instruct the payment device to prompt the customer for payment at that point. Okay, because we're going to put only $300 on the card, so I'll change that to 300. Now notice when the payment doesn't equal the total of the invoice, the balance will show down here in red to show that there's still something owing on the invoice, and the status down here will be incomplete. That will only become complete once the invoice has been paid fully. For my second payment method, I'll choose cash, and I'll enter in an amount. Now, of course, the customer could underpay or overpay. If they overpay, PetLinx will work out the amount of change they're owed. So you can either give that to the customer, or if a customer asks you to put it onto their balance, you just need to tick add change to balance. They'll then have that credit of $3.10 added to their account. Okay, once everything's done there, just click Save. Now at this point, you can print the invoice, you can email it to the customer, or you can just do a preview so we can see what it looks like. If this has come up on my other screen, I'll just move it across here. So here's our printed invoice, our business details, the customer details at the top, the 2 bookings, and then down the bottom, the payment details, including the little note we wrote. Now don't forget, within PetLinx you can customize this invoice to look however you want using our report designer. We have another video which shows you how to do that. Let's close that screen and we'll go OK. Back on the calendar here, our booking now shows a dollar symbol, and that little green tick mark there shows that the invoice has been fully paid. You can also look at the invoice again from the calendar by right-clicking and going Invoice Preview. And there's our invoice again. And that's it. Thanks for watching.